This is a podcast on writing and balancing equations in chemistry. You may want to have out your worksheet packet because I will do some of the problems on there. This is number 1 from worksheet number 1, and it is Na plus Cl2 yields NaCl. So if you want to do it the long way and write it out, it's like taking attendance. On this side we have Na and we have Cl. And we have 2 Cl's. Where did I get that from? That's subscript 2 right there. There's a 1 in front, so 1 times 2 is that 2. And now I'm going to look at the sodium. There's 1 sodium. The 1 is not written. And there's a 1 subscript there that is not written. So there is 1 sodium. Now when we take attendance on the other side, we should have the elements in the exact same order. And we will look. There's sodium. There's 1 of those. And chlorine, there's 1 of those. And we write it down. And now we compare. We have 1 Na and 1 Na. They need to be equal for it to be balanced. So the Nas are good. The Cl's, I have 2 Cl's and 1 Cl. We have to balance those. So we have to have 2 Cl's over here, but we cannot put a number as a subscript there or there. The only thing we can do is put a number out front as a coefficient. Because if we were to put a number as a subscript or change something weird and wonky about it, it would change it from being NaCl. It would be something different, and we want NaCl because that's what the directions said it was. So if we need 2 Cl's and we have 1 Cl, we will want to put a 2 in front of here, and that foils through to Na, so now we have 2 Nas and we have 2 Cl's. Cross that out, we have 2 of those in our attendance sheet, and now we have 2 of those. Sometimes we take 1 step forward and we get 1 step backwards. Now we have only 1 Na over here, but the beautiful thing is we can easily make this 2, and when we write a number in front of this, it's a little bit like a wild card. It doesn't impact anything else. It just is 2 Nas. It doesn't impact any other element or mess anything else up. So now we have 2 Nas on both sides, the 2 and the 2, and we have 2 Cl's on both sides, 2 here and 2 there, and it's balanced. So what we were really trying to do is get the ratio of this reaction. So it's a 2 Na plus 1 Cl2 equals 2 sodium chlorides. So if you wanted to make 2 atoms of sodium chloride, you would need 2 atoms of sodium and 1 atom of chlorine gas. Now I'm going to balance number 7, which is sodium plus water equals sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. And so I'm going to break it into the ins and the outs. What you start with is what you have to end with, counting-wise. They're not in the same order, though, because it's a chemical reaction. So we have Na, H, and O, and on the other side we also have Na, H, and O. I like to write them in the exact same order, and what I mean by that is Na's on the top, H's, and then all the O's on the bottom, and I just wrote it in the order I saw it on this side, and so it dictated the order on that side just so I could see them visually across from one another. So how many Na's do I have? I have 1 Na, I have 2 H's, and I have 1 O. Let's go to the other side. I have 1 Na. Now my H's, I have 1 H there, plus 2 there, so 2 plus 1 is 3. That's not sounding good at all. And my O's, here are my oleos. I have 1 O. Oh boy. My only wild card in this one is my Na that I can manipulate, so I may not want to mess with that one yet. Perhaps I want to mess with I have 2 H's here, and I have 3 H's there. And I have H's in a couple different places. Well, let me see. I only have O's on one side here. I also have O's on one side there. Where did I get 3 O's on that side? I think I really meant that I had... I'm trying to get rid of my O's here. There we go. I really have one O. Don't ask me where I got 3 from, but I do have 3 H's. Okay. Revisit this, I say. 1 O and 1 O. 3 H's and 2 H's. I think maybe if I put a 2 in front of here, let's try it. This is just trial and error. This one looks like a tough one. So I'm going to put a 2 in front of there. So 2 times 2 is going to give me 4 of these. Sorry. Plus that 1 is going to give me 5. There's no way over on the other side that I'm going to manage to make that 5. So what if I put a 2 in front of this? And I'm just randomly pulling that one out of my head. What if I put a 2 there? That would give me 2 in A's, 2 times O's. I have 2 O's now. And my H's. 2 times 2, or 2 times 1 is 2, plus 2 times 2 is 4, so 4, 5, 6. 6 of those. So we'll cross this out. 6, an even number, so much better. Because over here now, I could probably make that 6. Let's try and see if that works. So a 3 times a 2 would be a 6. Yoo-hoo! And now my O's, 3 times 1 is 3. This isn't looking good for me at all. Now, my NA's, it doesn't matter. I'm going to leave my NA's to the last. That didn't work out at all because I have 3 O's and only 2 O's over there. So I'm going to start all over since I got absolutely nowhere with that. And that was a great example for you to see, because when you feel like you're at a dead end, you must have done something wrong or you overlooked something. So you go back, erase, and start at the beginning. So this time, since I knew this one was a little bit difficult, sometimes I know that like a 2 and a 2 in certain places tend to work it out. And let's try it. What if I were to put a 2 here? That would be 2 times 2 is 4 H's. And 2 times 1 is 2 O's. Okay, we're off to a much better start now. Now, if I want 2 O's on this side, I could put a 2 in front of here. And now I have 2 in A's, which that's not a problem because I could always fix that on the other side. And then 2 times 1 O gives me 2 of those. We're off to a much better start now because we have 2 and 2. And now I got to count my H's. 2 of those, because it's 2 times 1 is 2, plus those 2 is 4. Let me write that in there. Scratch this out and we have 4. So let's check. We got a 2 and a 2, a 4 and a 4, and a 2 and a 1. Super easy to fix that by putting a 2 in front here. And that one is balanced at 2 to 2 to 2 to 1. Now I'm going to write out a chemical equation and balance it. I may have to write it out and then stop and then balance it because it'll probably take so much space. So the first thing I look at is copper. Well, copper is an element and it is Cu. My next thing on here is sulfuric acid. I should have said that this is number 17 from that worksheet. So sulfuric acid, all acids start with the letter H. Let me write my plus sign, start with the letter H. Sulfuric came from sulfate. Sulfate is an SO4 2 minus. So I have SO4 and it's 2 minus, so I need 2 H's. That's really big. Arrow. My next thing on here is copper, Roman numeral 2 sulfate. So that is going to be CuSO4 because SO4 is a 2 minus, copper is a 2 plus. You just need 1 and 1 of each of those. Plus water, I can do plus water. And the next one is plus sulfur dioxide. This one tells you what it is. It's a molecular compound. Sulfur dioxide. If you see di, it means 2 oxygens. If there's not a prefix in front of this one, it means there's 1. Sulfur SO2. So that's how you write it out. And when you write one out, you always have to balance it. So let's see how our balancing goes. Divide it up. We have Cu, we have H, the SO4, this one's a good one to do. The SO4 is the same on both sides, but there also are extra S's and O's floating around, so we have to split it up. this might be slightly painful. So we have the CU, the H, the S, and the O. On the other side, we'll have the exact same thing. CU, H, S, and O, and let's count them. On this side, we have 4 O's, 1 S, 2 H's, and 1 CU. On this side, we have 1 CU, H's. We have, looks like just 2. Alright, didn't need my pointer. 2 H's. The S's, though. 1 S plus 1 S is 2, and the O's look like stinkers. I have 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 2 more is 7. Yeah. I don't think I want to mess with the O's first, would be my gut instinct. Let's see, where do we want to start? The CU's are balanced. Those stinking H's are balanced, but the S isn't balanced. I have 2 and I have 1. I am going to try by putting a 2 in front of this. So that gives me 4 H's, 2 S's, and 2 times 4 of the O's is 8. Oh boy. Now I have what I wanted, 2 S's and 2 S's. I have 2 H's and 4 H's. I could easily make this one 4. Let's try it out. You never know if it's going to work or not. A lot of this is trial and error. So 2 times 2 is 4. Now I have to add up those crazy O's again. So I have 2 O's here, plus 2 there. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus 4 is 8. 8 O's. Please tell me this worked out. Please, please, please. Let's check. 1, 1, score. 4, 4, more score. 2, 2, hippity hap, and 8, 8. I can't believe it. I'm great. So we got it balanced. It is a 1 to 2 to 1 to 2 to 1. I hope you enjoyed this balancing. It was swell from SA.